and welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you. Behind the scenes of creating my magical life. I actually had a gal comment on a Facebook post lately that said, thank you for sharing some of the questions that you use to create your magical life. And I was like, I really liked that. So that's what inspired the title today. Now, let's just say, first off, if you're watching this video, you will see that I have blue and purple and kind of mermaid colored eyebrows and eyeliner and lipstick. 'Cause I'm awesome like that. Yes, I do love to play with color. I love to play with makeup. I love to play with paints on canvases. There's all sorts of ways that I love to play. And recently, some of you already know this, I have been playing with a new company with magnetic eyelashes. They actually have a whole line of a bunch of things. The only things I've used so far is the magnetic eyelashes, and I love them. So if that's something you're looking for and you live in either Canada, the United States, Australia, New Zealand, or the UK, reach out and I will send you a link so you can check them out too. All right, so behind the scenes of my magical life, of creating my magical life. So to start with, the first thing almost that I do is I ask, what would I like to create today? What would I like to create today? Now, a lot of times when we ask a question, we assume that we're looking for an answer and we want to get specific. Oh, I want to create my to-do list done, or I want to create the bathroom being cleaned, or something like that. That's not what I'm asking when I ask this question. In fact, it's very rare for me to have words when I ask that question. I ask, what would I like to create today? And there's all the energies that I'd like to create today. Now, I'm willing at this point to be out of control so that I don't have to figure out how that should show up. I'm willing to go, whatever it takes, I'm creating these energies. I'm actualizing these energies. However they're going to show up, I'm having this. So if I do have some specifics in my life, then that's totally cool. We can add them. But for the most part, what would I like to create today? Oh, and every time I ask it, it's just so freaking yummy. Is an energetic ask. Now, what do I love about asking that question? For me, and if you've been around here for a while, you've heard all of my stories about choosing victim more often than not. What that question does for me is it reminds me I get to choose today. I get to create my day today. It's up to me. What would I like to create today? Not what would the government like to do to me today? What would the weather like to do to me today? I'm not at those. I'm the creator of my life and my living. What would I like to create today? Yeah. So what that does is it invites me into the space of I'm actually the creator of my life and my living, and I get to choose what am I choosing. Now, the next thing is the question of who am I today and what grand and glorious adventures can I have? Who am I today and what grand and glorious adventures can I have? Who am I today? What I love about that question, and it took me so many years to get here because for so many years I didn't really use it. I didn't really get it. It made no sense to me. I'm Glenyce today. I was Glenyce yesterday. What are you talking about? Until I finally heard Dr. Dane, one of the co-founders of Access Consciousness, speak about it in a different way. Finally, I heard it differently. And what he talked about it, what it invited me to look at was when we ask that, who am I today? That means I can be who I was yesterday. Let's say I was cranky with hubby yesterday. I can be that person today. I can bring that crankiness with me today. Or who am I today? Am I the cranky wife? Would I like to be the cranky wife, or is there something else? Again, it takes me back to being, I'm the creator of my life and living. I can choose cranky wife. Absolutely, that is one of the bazillion choices I have. If it doesn't work for me, then I don't have to choose it. It's just a choice. It's not a good choice. It's not a bad choice. It's not a right choice. It's not a wrong choice. It's just a choice. And that's what this question, who am I today? Am I the person who puts on wild makeup? Am I the person who takes a nap in the afternoon? Am I a person who takes action? Am I the person who tells people to go screw themselves? Like, who am I today? And it just invites me to knowing I get to choose every 10 seconds. The second part of that, and what grand and glorious adventures can we have? If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, guys, you are like me. And you have a desire for adventure beyond anything else. Now, you might have had it beat out of you. You might have had talked yourself out of that. You might say, no, I don't like that anymore, Glenyce. It doesn't matter. That's the energy that you're looking for. Now, adventure doesn't have to be going outside the house. Adventure can be in your house. Adventure can be all by yourself in your house. Adventure can be traveling the world. There's billions of ways. Who am I today, and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have? Ah, yeah. Yes. Now, I also do some energetic exercises to start my days. Now, many of you are familiar with it. You've joined me in some of them. We've got some links below with different ways. There's some free ones in a Telegram group that you can access. I've got, of course, some paid ones. I do some one-to-one energetic exercises with people. You can find all that information above or below. If you are listening to this, go to the show notes or reach out. Send me an email or a Facebook message or Instagram or smoke signals, and I will let you know. But it's basically similar to the question of what would I like to create today, but I energetically get present with my day, and I shift and move and change anything that isn't going to create what I'm asking for, basically. It's kind of hard to put into words, but that is another thing that I do every day to really get my magical day going, so that I can really, again, acknowledge that I'm the creator of my life and living. I've got a choice. I can have it happen to me and be all bitchy about it and blame other people or situations and all that, or I can acknowledge I'm the creator of my life and living and choose what I would like to create today. Now, the other thing that I do, and I would love to tell you I do this 100% of the time, and that would be a big lie. So I do it as often as I do it, and it's to be what we call in Access Consciousness aggressively present. Aggressively present means no matter what's going on, no matter what's occurring, you don't stop being present. For some of us, there can be a smell that can get us out. We just, boop, we're gone. We're totally disconnected. There can be an energy. For some people, a lot of people, anger can be an energy that, boop, you're gone. You're not present anymore. You're totally disconnected. And aggressively present means no matter what you're smelling, no matter what you're hearing, no matter what you're aware of, no matter what's going on, you are aggressively present in that moment. And that's what I strive for 100% of the time. I'm not there yet. And what else is possible? But that is what I strive for. Now, let me tell you why I strive for that. That is where the magic is. The more that you're present, the more aware you're going to be when something has a yummy energy to it. When somebody says, hey, do you want to go to the park and throw a frisbee? If you're aggressively present when they ask that, and it's going to create greater for you, there's going to be an expansiveness, a yes energy for you on that. But if you're not present and you're scrolling on Facebook or you're just staring out the window, you're not present, they say, do you want to go to the park and throw a frisbee? You might go, oh, it kind of looks like it's going to rain, so no, I don't think so. And maybe you miss something that would have created greater, who knows? So that aggressive presence is something I'm striving for, choosing every day, all day. It will allow you to follow the energy to whatever is going to create greater. It also will allow you to be aware when things aren't creating greater, when you're making choices that are not creating something you would like. And I had this occur recently, and it shows up in many different ways. So this is just one example. There's a group of people that I'm playing with in England. I will be going there in October with a bunch of classes around, in smaller cities around, and of course also in London. And one of them had not finished what I needed her to finish before we could move forward. And she told me, say, a week earlier that, hey, I just need a little bit more time with this. And then she came back like a week later and just said, I need more time. And it was like, no. It was just no. And it was only because I was present. Now, no, she's wrong. No, it was just no. And so I said to her, hey, you know what? Actually, no, we're going to move forward today. I wonder if you're aware that creating something in your area wouldn't actually work. So instead of going into, well, why isn't she getting this done? Or, oh, I should give her more time. She needs more. None of that. I didn't need any story. It was like, oh, she would like more time. It's a no. It was very, very clear to me. It's a no more time. And wow, what if she's aware of something? She's not being slow. She's not holding it up. She's not, none of that. She's aware of something. She wasn't maybe aware. She was aware of something. And what if she was? And so when I said her that, she's like, my God, that's it. Like, how does it get any better than that? But if I wasn't willing to be aggressively present, I could have went into a lot of different stories with that. So that aggressive presence is something, and how I do that for myself is I ask, what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, possibilities, power, and potency can me and my body be to be the aggressive presence that we truly be? Anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyond. So by asking that, it just reminds me and allows me to choose to be that aggressive presence that I truly be. Now, I would love to invite you. These magic tricks are basically the tricks that I've learned through all of my studies from Access Consciousness. So I invite you to an Access Bars class. I invite you to Access Foundation class. I have a few coming up. You can check the link above or below. We've got an online one coming up later in August 2022. We've got in-person and online coming up in September, about the middle of September. And there's always more on the books, guys. It's one of those classes that I suggest I do #GetYourButtToFoundation, but of course you do need to attend bars first. And it's not like, oh, just get that out of the way. No, bars create so much also. So I do have one, I'm not sure when this will air, but on August 28th here at the Acreage. I don't do them online, I only do them in person, so you would need to get here, or you can go to accessconsciousness.com and find out all the bars classes in your area. There's so many going on, guys. #GetYourButtToBars or #GetYourBarsRun. There you go, there you go. So along with the questions and being present, and basically with the being present, it's then following the energy. You follow the lightness, you follow pay attention to the contraction, and that is where the magic is in that. And then it's about choosing. It's really about choosing and choice. I know for a lot of people they seem really difficult, and yet Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access Consciousness, he has a really great paragraph. Well, the whole book is great, but in the Advanced How to Become Money workbook, he talks in there about how if you were walking on, let's say you're walking on a road, and you come up to a hole that is, if you stepped into it, you would fall down and break a bone, okay? You would choose, probably, to walk around it. That's a choice. So if you look at your day to day, you could even look backwards and look at the choices you've made so far. Now, a lot of times our choices are very habitual. We get up, we go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, we make coffee, we go on social media, often it's just the very same thing every day. So what you may want to do, if you really want to start looking at choice, is to really start paying attention to the space of, again, being aggressively present so that every choice you have, you're present with. You're not going on automatic. You're not just making a cup of coffee because it's morning. Did your body ask for a cup of coffee? Did you ask your body if it would like a cup of coffee? And start looking at those things. What that will do is allow you to be more present and aggressively present with the other choices, with things that you go, oh, I don't know what to do here. You'll start to, with that light and that heavy or expansive contractive, however it shows up for you, or the knowing, you just know or you know not to, however it shows up, it'll get so much clearer with those things. And that's how it showed up for me. Now, there's still times in my day that there's an automatic, absolutely. And sometimes I will trust that I will do automatic, so I will move things. So my coffee pot, I use like an espresso type thing. So I will move that to, say, the stove. So when I get up in the morning and I automatically go to the coffee maker and my little thingy thing isn't there, I have to take a minute. And then I remember, oh, I put it on the stove. Oh, I put it on the stove. So I would remember to ask, hey, body, would you like this? So you might need to do that. You might need to, if you normally get up, go straight to your computer, you might need to shut your computer down before you go to bed. So when you get up and you go straight to your computer and it's not on, if it usually is, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Body, would you like to be on the computer right now? It might. I'm not saying there's going to be a no. You just want to start getting present, which will allow you to follow the energy, which will allow you to choose quick, 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 as if by magic. The other thing throughout the day in terms of creating my magical life is really clearing and being present. Again, we always go back to the aggressive presence, but really clearing what I call the DJCCs, pissers and RJs, decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, rejections, expectations, separations, refined judgments about whatever it is. Because those will be what puts us into automatic. Those will be what puts us into not even considering another choice. Those will be what puts us into this is just the way it is and I have no choice. Those sorts of energies. So if you're going into a meeting and you're not looking forward to it because it's always takes too long, all the DJCCs, pissers, and RJs I have about this meeting, I destroy and uncreate them all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POC, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Start clearing those, because otherwise you're projecting, you're expecting, you're deciding, you're judging, and you're creating. You create with those energies. In fact, you probably create, if we're honest, more of your life with those energies than anything else. So the more that you're willing to clear those, the more ease it will be for you to truly start choosing what you would like to choose. You know, going back to the first question in the morning, what would I like to create today? Now, in this case, let's say you know you have the meeting, you know you don't like them, it always goes too long. In the morning you say, what would I like to create today? You get that yummy, expansive, delicious energy, and then you think about the meeting and you go, hey, I'd like to create the meeting to be total ease and joy and glory. Ask for that too. So I'm not saying when we ask what would I like to create, there's never words. There might be. And that's totally cool if there is. And the last thing I'll talk about, now there's probably a bazillion more things I could talk about in terms of these tools with my life and my living and all the magic. It's the wonder. I wonder. I wonder all the time. Like, I wonder what that meeting will be like. I wonder what it would be like to have more fun today than I've ever had before. I wonder how many profitable revenue streams that are fun for me could show up as if by magic. I wonder. I'm constantly wondering. And that is a creative energy for me that really opens me up to getting out of those DJCCs, pissers, and RJs and into the space of possibilities. So if you would like more, I invite you to online foundation, in-person foundation, however you want to show up foundation. I would love to have you join us. And truly, what else is possible that we've never, ever even considered? Have a great week, sweet friends, and I look forward to chatting again next week.